Beards, Books, and Bourbon is a spoiler-rich environment. If you haven't read or listened to this book, then you should probably go ahead and do that, because we're going to talk about it, and we're going to say all the stuff that you don't want us to say. So go back and read it, or listen to it on audiobook, and then come back and listen to us. Thanks so much, and enjoy the show.
Good evening, everybody, once again, and welcome back to Beards, Books, and Bourbon. I'm Steven.
And I'm Mark.
And we are happy to be with you again here in the garage studio in the Midwest. It is a lovely Friday evening as we record this.
It's about 70 degrees right now.
Maybe so, maybe a little bit less.
It might be a little bit less. I mean, it's starting to go. The temperature's starting to drop now.
Yeah, but we're kind of. I think we've had a few cold days this week in this springtime. We're in May now. We're kind of getting some freeze warnings here over this past week.
You know, the funny thing
nice.
is, I've noticed is that the listeners of ours who actually pay attention to us
Our banter
babble about the weather,
must
be so confused.
Yeah.
Because of the schedule that we've got going, and we're staggering out the distillery interview episodes.
Yes.
Which we did the majority of those in December and January.
Correct. When you'll see us in our heavy coats and hats.
Right, like
in
in the most recent episode that we just dropped. It was the interview with Troy Bolotnick from Filmland, and we're talking about it's 17 degrees here in the garage studio.
But then, as we're just giving them a little insight, a little snapshot into what it's like when we're recording these wonderful episodes. But it is a pleasant.
We should talk about all the groupies that are hanging out
in the front yard here?
Yes, absolutely, holding up signs.
You mean the bunny?
We love you.
And the coyote?
Mark and Steven.
And the mosquitoes.
The coyote's been giving you the eyes. Either he's in love or he's hungry. One or the other.
Probably both.
Yeah.
He's like, there's a big piece of meat right there. Okay, we got it. So my neighbor, in fact, said that a coyote was just roaming in the street this afternoon at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Broad daylight, took a leak over here on the tree, and then went back over into his berm there. And,
I don't doubt it. I mean, we've seen some coyotes on our street as well, like in the middle of the day.
Mm-hmm. Well, we are here this evening with a let's just say this is a
the most depressing book ever.
This one is a heavy one. It's a new release, so we're going to have to be, kind of inconspicuous about what we're talking about.
It is a spoiler-rich environment, but we're not going to give some stuff away.
Because this one was just released. I mean, we're talking about, a week or two ago before we are recording this.
Yeah.
And it's
a short book.
Very short. It's about 4.5-ish hours on Audible, maybe 5.
6 hours on Audible.
Was it 6?
Yeah.
And
thank God it was only 6.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's a great book, but it's pretty much devastating all the way through.
Right.
Wait until you hear this premise. Take it away, Stephen.
So, this evening's book is We Burned So Bright by T.J. Klune.
Yes.
And we'll get to the premise in a little bit. Our bourbon of the evening, our selected spirit tonight, is actually a single varietal rye, correct?
That is correct. Let me pick up the bottle. Tonight's bourbon is, as Stephen said, a single varietal rye. Far North Spirits presents Oklon single varietal rye whiskey, 47% alcohol by volume, 94 proof. And we're going to talk about terroir a lot somewhere in the middle of the episode.
We are.
There's a lot going on here, and we've got stuff to talk about. But we will talk about that later.
Well, and what was great too is that we met these distillers. We met the owners, proprietors of this location at one of the bourbon festivals we went to.
Yeah, we were at a whiskey tasting.
Whiskey tasting.
Yeah.
Up in Wisconsin. And this particular company is from northern Minnesota. And they had traveled down to the area
or North Minnesota. Like the water that they get for the whiskey making process,
Great Boundary Waters,
is it's essentially it's runoff from Canada. So
I love that. But the whiskey tasting was in the Madison area.
It's glacial lake water.
It was lovely. This one is really good. As I'm tasting it here for our pre-sip, we just opened this bottle for this show.
Oh, it's tonight. Gorgeous.
And it is.
It really is.
It is lovely. So the premise of our show, of our book this evening,
we've got a really big shoe.
So I found this. I want to preface this because I found this. We have.
You want to list out the trigger warnings on this one?
Anything and everything you can imagine.
Oh God.
Well, I think it is important because the author does have an author note at the beginning that does. The book does deal with topics such as suicide, addiction,
mental illness,
depression, things of that nature.
Yeah.
End of life kind of things. Obviously, when you hear the larger premise here, and so it is something that you want to be careful. I mean, I think all literature has to be able to present these topics in an open, equitable, and safe space. I think we are in a society nowadays where we tend to shy away from those things, or worse yet, try to ban them. But I do think that the idea of literature, the written word in this large span of human history, is there so that we can face these things.
Yeah.
But I also acknowledge and encourage people to understand where their boundaries are for those things.
Yeah.
And if you want to undertake this book, you're going to encounter some of those boundaries or triggers, what have you, what they might be for you, whatever they might mean to you. And it was a rough book. It was a heart-wrenching book. It's a sad book. It's a funny book. It's kind of everything.
Yeah. It's very well written with some.
Yeah.
And all the characters are very interesting. Very real life.
It's very manageable. There's a
one of the main characters gives off some heavy Nick Offerman vibes, which I delighted in.
Oh yeah. The narrator is great. And it's just and the characters are manageable. The span of the book is short enough that they don't meet hundreds of other characters,
right?
That you have to try and keep track of over the course of, like some of the books that we like Novella, which was a brilliant book, but there are so many people.
Where's the sequel?
Yeah, we're waiting for the sequel.
Waiting for the sequel.
But it was such a brilliant book, but there was so many characters that sometimes it's hard to keep track of, right? This one is manageable in that in the span of the book, we only have like 10 other characters maybe that the main character engage with. Maybe even less. And so the premise here is that the world is finally arriving at its
cosmic end
moment. Its cosmic end, correct?
There is a rogue black hole.
Yes. And this is on the book sheet, so this is not as
that has drifted into the solar system. It was discovered 2 years prior, and they waited a year to see which way is it going to go. Is it going to come through the solar system? Is it not going to come through the solar system? And it turns out it is going to come through the solar system. And so everybody in the story has a shared background that they've been waiting a year for the inevitable end of the world.
And that's it. There is no stopping this thing.
And now we're on the 30-day countdown clock.
Correct. It is on a linear path. It essentially is, clucking down like the cosmic Pac-Man eating the little balls in the middle of the screen. It has devoured Uranus. It has devoured Neptune. It took Saturn.
Yep.
Jupiter. I said Uranus.
Yep.
I pronounced it the correct way.
Yep.
He's not biting.
Nope.
No pun intended.
Oh my God. Move on.
Move along. But we are at the end of the world. And the two main characters, Don and Rodney, are older age men. They're a married couple.
They're in their 70s.
They're in their 70s. Both are in their 70s. They have been married for the better part of 40 plus years.
Yeah.
Met, when they were young and in a different time and space in their world, and have been together for 4+ decades. Deeply in love, have always been together with each other, and have had a good life.
Yeah.
And the journey sets out for them to move on to, they have a goal that they need to attain. They need to do something.
They have a promise that needs to be kept.
Yep, a promise that needs to be kept before the Earth is ripped apart by the massive forces of a black hole.
Correct.
Black hole.
Correct.
Which so you and I have this is what's fascinating to me.
We love black holes.
We do. We love black holes. We love white holes. We've done 2 books on them, and
that should be our autobiography. We love black and white holes.
The story of Beard's books and books. Right? Come to think of it, we have not done a good nonfiction book in a while.
I found one for us.
Oh, did you? Okay.
I found one
Okay.
On Time, written by Sean Carroll.
Okay.
Who is a big name in cosmology.
Okay, and one of our favorite authors on here is Carlo Rovelli, who we've done 2 or 3 books on, I believe, in our previous seasons.
Two books.
Yeah, I think so. But the idea, just the premise of this rogue black hole is quite fascinating to me, because if you listen to some of the documentaries out there with the brilliant scientific minds that are out there today, like Michio Kaku and Neil deGrasse Tyson, and the late Stephen Hawking and all of his colleagues in all of those worlds of scientific study and cosmic study and theoretical physics and all this kind of stuff. The idea of a rogue black hole, a black hole that just kind of is moving through the universe, is not unusual.
Well, there's no such thing as stationary in the universe.
Right. Everything is
moving. Everything's expanding. Right. And now we found out that the universe is expanding at different rates in different places.
Spaces. Right.
It's not uniform as it moves.
No.
And so,
but we're also increasing in speed still, no matter which way you go, right? Which is also fascinating. Anyway, and so this idea that I mean, what I think T.J. Klune sets up here not only is this idea of inevitability, but it's a reminder that, hey, there's these massive planetary star matter-eating creatures known as black holes that are devouring things.
Well, let's not call them creatures, because we don't want to give that false impression that it's that it's a thing.
Yes, it's not a thing. It's a black hole.
My food, my cattle. Yeah, no, we don't want to.
This is a black hole. This is a black hole, and it's moving through the universe, moving through the solar system.
Yes.
And I think the inevitability part.
I feel like at the very beginning, which I didn't get at the beginning, I caught it maybe like 2 hours in. You have these 2 men who are essentially at the end of their days, and they're trying to get some stuff done. But you also have an entire planet and everything that's on it. The solar system itself is now also at the end of its days. And what kinds of things is it, knowingly, unknowingly, whatever, trying to get done in in the last 30 days.
I think that's an important distinction there. I think it's an important point that you make. And this event,
Yes.
it is not. The Earth has been through several planetary extinction events.
Sure.
Right? There's been 6, I believe. 5 or 6.
I believe 6 were number.
Extinction events.
Humanity is number 7.
Yeah. I think so. This one is a complete and total solar system extinction event.
I mean, before there was any life on Earth,
Yeah.
it started off with the other planet, which I think the scientists call it Theia.
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
Smashing into Earth.
Yes. Which in and of itself could
annihilating both of them, turning them both into into hot molten magma.
Right. Exactly.
And that's what creates the moon, right? So we've already had this kind of major celestial events taking place before. We've had major asteroids that have come crashing into the Earth. There's a good chunk of the Gulf of Mexico, or whatever you want to call it, is actually
that has the crater.
Right.
Yeah.
It was created because of the impact. There's a crater underneath it.
Yeah. That was the dinosaur extinction event there.
Right.
But this is the great equalizer. To your point, this is the great equalizer. Everybody is.
It's the cosmic Dyson vacuum cleaner.
That's right. We are. It is done for everybody, no matter who you are.
And this one's actually kind of a Roomba.
Oh.
It's just kind of wandering around the house, picking up dust as it goes.
And that's it.
And every now and then a child's toy and a marble or something like that, right?
That's gone.
We're not even a marble. We're going to be a dust bunny that gets obliterated.
Just completely obliterated.
Yeah, exactly.
Stretched to the maximum.
Exactly.
Right? And throughout the book, though, too, there are the subtle changes to the physical atmosphere and environment around the characters as the black hole approaches, and the light in the sky changes. There's ball lightning that develops throughout the planet. Gravity is askew.
Yep.
The colors of the sky change. The shape. At one point, I think, which I thought was brilliant, the observation was that the sun has lost
some of its colors.
Its colors and its static shape.
Yes.
Is now more nebulous and undulating,
kind of hazy. And
watery. And all these things that you do imagine or think of or see, or that has been scientifically proven, that occur within the event horizon of a black hole. That stretching of time and space and gravity. And
there were some things that made me start to think a little bit, like no shock here. Here's a spoiler: the black hole starts eating planets in the solar system.
Right.
And one of the things that we do know is that one of the reasons why we have rocky planets in our solar system that are in the habitable zone is because of Jupiter acting as a full
counterbalance, right?
As a counterbalance.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. In most solar systems that we have observed, gas giants are actually closer in, and the rocky planets are further out. And because of the interplay between Jupiter and Saturn, Saturn acts as a counterbalance for Jupiter, Jupiter acts as a counterbalance for the Sun, and so the rocky planets all stay in the nice warm area.
Which is amazingly fascinating.
Right.
In and of itself.
But what happens when we lose Saturn?
Right.
How fast does Jupiter start drifting in towards the Sun? Are we talking about geologic time, or is it like okay, in the next 3 years, Jupiter's going to come swinging on by and knock us all out of place, right? Now all this kind of happens very quickly, but it made me, in the story, but it made me like 30 days or less. It made me kind of wonder about some of those things, like what would happen if, for whatever reason, Jupiter did get broken into pieces, or if Saturn suddenly gets flung out of the solar system, and we no longer have those kind of cosmological checks and balances to keep the solar system
Well, and that is just
livable.
and that is a fascinating and terrifying and bewildering thought.
Yeah.
There are theories out there too that there's a ninth planet or a hidden planet out there, whatever that is.
It's probably circling Uranus.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm going to move on. And that
Are you?
I think it has move along. I think it has even been coined as the rogue planet, right?
Yeah.
So what if that planet is large enough to knock Saturn out of its orbit, or Jupiter out of its orbit, and cause a whole havoc in the middle part of the solar system?
As far as I know, I don't think that's a confirmed thing, right?
No.
You've got a bunch of people who say it shows mathematically that there's got to be something there.
Yeah.
But every time they've pointed the telescopes in the right directions, they've never been able to find anything. And so there's the idea that, well, we've got this, it's like the Nibiru planet, right? That it's an elliptical orbit, kind of like
almost
Pluto,
like a comet,
Pluto
right?
is, right? And so it only comes into the solar system proper like once every 10,000 years, which is the reason why we have ice ages and stuff like that, and blah 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 blah. But none of that's been confirmed, and there's just as many other scientists and mathematicians who are like, yeah, your math is wrong.
Right.
That's why you can't find anything.
Right.
But it is interesting about what's out there, and that begs the question too, like, what happened to the Oort cloud when the black hole is rolling on through? It's just gobbling up all that ice that kind of
flinging it out, right?
Or flinging it out, right? Exactly. And the Oort cloud, one of the things that scientists generally believe about it is that it kind of acts as like a cottonseed shell for the solar system.
Yeah.
It almost acts as like a barrier.
Right.
Now, that's where all of our comets come from, but it acts as a barrier that keeps cosmic rays and other things kind of out.
Right.
Right, and possibly even physical obstacles as well. They get derailed in terms of their path. I don't know where I was going with that.
Well, no, I think where you're going with that is just that continues that constant fascination with, and we have talked about this many times before. That constant fascination with the sheer enormity of the universe around us.
Yes.
And the fact that we are sitting here, recording, enjoying a cigar tonight with our bourbon, we're hurtling through space on a rock, spinning at roughly 1,000 miles an hour, zipping around a star in 365 days.
And my wife says I'm slow.
And all while the sun itself is dragging us through a spinning Milky Way universe at several 100,000 miles per second, whatever it is. And we're zipping further and further away from the universe center of the Big Bang or whatever you want to call it.
And we're going faster.
And we're going faster. I mean, this is not, we're sitting here.
Faster all the time.
It's extraordinary to me that we are aware of these things with, scientific advancements. Makes me wonder how many cycles of knowledge have come before us of these things. And really, what is this all about?
Cycles of knowledge that come before us? Are you talking about like civilizations before the Ice Age?
Either here or elsewhere in the universe. What civilizations, if we call them civilizations, what entities have existed before that have become aware of the movement of the universe or the multiverse or whatever layers we talk about?
Well, one of the answers to the Fermi paradox is that because the universe is constantly expanding, it would be mathematically impossible for us to ever meet any other alien life form out there.
Because there's no way.
Right. It's like I think it was like if you're an alien in the Alpha Centauri galaxy and you pull up a telescope to the night sky, and it's a powerful enough telescope that you can zoom all the way in and you can see what's going on with Earth. Nothing's going on with Earth. Because as far as they're concerned, That was like 100 million years ago.
Right. They will not see anything.
They won't see anything. They don't
Right.
see us.
Right.
We can't see them because the light that we see, the images that we can get back, are so far in the past that it's probably before the rise of that civilization in the first place.
Correct. I mean,
Unless it's a deeply ancient civilization that has either moved on or doesn't exist anymore or whatever, right? The point is that the picture that we get is never actually the true picture. And
we even
the
talked
farther
about
away
this.
it is, or the longer we wait to see it, the more out of
time
sync
passed.
it will be.
And we've talked about this. This was the first book with Carlo Rovelli that we talked about, where even you and me sitting here,
Yeah.
you're in the past for me.
No, you're in the past for
No,
me.
you're in the past.
No, you're in the
you're in
past.
the past.
No, you're in the past. I'm a forward thinker, Stephen. You're in the past.
Micro past, right? Like maybe within a blink of a second here.
Look, I'm like my kids, and I'm past maxing right now, okay?
You're past maxing.
I'm past maxing.
Okay.
That's right. I am maxing so hard on the past that I'm actually in the future.
In the future. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
You're circling around.
That's right. That's
You're
right.
circling around.
I am a strange leap.
And so, the thinking that this book got me into again was, wow, what is out there that we can't see, that we don't know, that we're not sure of, that we have no clue what could come gigging throughout the universe here, and snapping
sorry.
us out of
Gigging.
giggity.
Diggity. You're like, what's that guy's name? Quagmire? Like
Yeah,
Quagmire?
Quagmire, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like Quagmire.
And I think the subtleness, not so subtleness, but even the sublimeness of how T.J. Klune weaves the story in to that background.
Sublimeness.
I think so.
Do I give you a point for that?
You do, sublime, because it's not sublimity, is it?
No, I don't believe so.
No, I think it's sublimeness, right?
I don't feel like that's correct either, but I'm going to give it to you. That's a point for you.
We'll look it up.
Yeah.
We'll look it up.
Sublimity.
The background of the whole story set against a rogue black hole is not just it's not a fantasy book, it is a potentiality in the universe that we live in.
Yeah, but I think
that made it all the more powerful. It wasn't Earth destroying itself. It wasn't a nuclear war. It wasn't an invasion of.
It wasn't Mars attacking.
Right, exactly, right?
Yeah.
It was okay, we're done now because it's just the way it's going to be.
Well, so
They can't go take a nuclear weapon and deflect the asteroid from hitting the Earth.
Right, it's not going to be Armageddon, right?
Right,
Don't want to close my eyes. Don't want to fall asleep because I miss you, baby. And I don't want to miss the black hole destroying the Earth.
Yeah.
So let's flip it around a little bit. The cosmological is fascinating, but it's really only the backdrop, right? It's not the story.
Yep.
The story really is how everything, the chaos of the cosmos is mirrored by the microcosm of the chaos of Earth's apex species and how it is falling apart. Society, culture,
nothing matters
law.
anymore. Nothing matters anymore.
Nothing matters. And that's something that comes up again and again and again throughout the entire story.
Do you need
Why
assistance?
does
Call the police. The police aren't going to care.
Why does any of this matter?
Yeah.
Why can't we just do whatever we want?
That's right. And this sets it up for that.
Yeah. And what we get to see then is a very intense character study that is centered around these two men who have this shared relationship and this shared past, and they have sold their house and they've bought a crappy old RV, not even a nice RV, but a crappy old RV.
It's like Cousin Eddie's RV.
Right, exactly.
The
The
description
crapper's
was that-
full. right?
Well, yeah, and the description of the RV is, it's kind of, this off-white colored
With
thing
a brown stripe
with a
down the
large
middle.
brown stripe down the middle. I
Right,
love
right.
it. Almost like a Winnebago in the
Right.
original.
and continent Winnebago.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And it's rattly and clunky, but it's good. It's getting them where they need to go. It's their shelter.
But they're
space.
encountering different people along the way, and
Yeah.
we get to see some of the examples of the kinds of reactions that we're getting. We get some live broadcasts from the person that they refer to as the man in charge, and they're talking about the president,
Yes.
right? Whoever the
Yes.
president happens to be.
Yes.
And we're getting the increasingly introspective thoughts of the president in the final hours of existence for humanity. Not just for humanity, but for every species on the planet,
Right.
for the planet itself.
Right.
We get to see families who are in nearly violent denial. We get to see young people who are grappling with the idea that they will never grow as old as Rodney and Don.
Correct.
We get to have an entire scene where they're talking to young people, and they realize that these young people, they don't know the history of their own community.
No.
At least not really, right? And this is
because this has interrupted their entire history. This has interrupted their story.
And so here's these two guys in their 70s, these two gay men in their 70s, and they meet two lesbian women in their 20s. And there's an entire scene where they talk about the struggles of the gay community, starting in the 1960s and moving forward.
Yeah.
And it's their last opportunity to share the value of their experience.
Of their journey.
Right.
As two gay men with the youth.
Right.
In that community.
And with the knowledge at the same time that even though that they're imparting this knowledge onto these younger people, they're not going to get to utilize it in any way.
Oh no, it ends.
It's over.
It ends. It's over.
It's like
the story is done. The chapter is over.
Right.
The last bourbon is poured.
It's the summary at the end of the chapter.
Last call.
Right. Yeah.
It's
the summary paragraph at the end of the chapter.
But you asked the question. You asked the question, or you framed the question of, why does it matter anymore with humanity, with the planet on the brink of extinction? What matters anymore?
Right.
And I think the question they're grappling with, okay, if nothing matters anymore, if I'm going to call 911 but nobody's going to come because it doesn't matter, do I still need to make it matter? Do I still need to behave with respect for my fellow humans, with not going in and looting the stores, with not killing?
Right.
And these two men, Rodney and Don, make a conscientious choice to maintain their level of societal norms,
right,
as they're moving through this
We've been
journey.
doing this for this long. Why stop now?
It might not matter anymore, but
right.
It matters to us.
Which is why Stephen and I recently bought a satellite dish, and we're going to beam every episode of BBB out into the cosmos.
That's right. It's headed
someday,
towards Voyager.
A billion years from now, an alien species will get the very fated... I don't know what it is. Is it microwaves? I don't know. Radio waves? It's something like that. Good night, everybody.
And it will echo through. You know what?
It's going to echo through time.
It's already going up through. These waves that we have that we're recording are already beaming out into space.
Everybody, body.
Now we just have to determine if we're going to get a response.
No. Fermi paradox. No. We're not getting a response.
Sorry. Ever.
Never, ever. Not that we'll be around to hear.
No. Let's taste the in honor of Rodney and Don. Let's taste the bourbon. Let's taste the rye.
All right.
Rye whiskey tonight.
All right. Here we go. Tonight's bourbon is Far North Spirits Oklon single varietal rye whiskey, 47% alcohol by volume, 94 proof. And if we turn the bottle to the label on the back, it says, farmed for flavor. In this single varietal rye whiskey series, we explore the characteristics of individual rye varietals and the inherent flavor differences they present in the glass. 95% Oklon Rye, 5% Oklon Rye malt. Distilled and bottled by Far North Spirits Incorporated in Halleck, Minnesota. Aged at least 1 year. And the wrapper around the neck of the bottle has a lot of interesting information. So Oklon, the origin is, it looks like Oklahoma State University. The type is open pollinated. Seed color is green. Yield 50 bushels per acre.
Yep.
Planting, this is so cool. So it tells us when the seed was planted, when it was harvested, when it was distilled, and when it was bottled. So the rye that was used to make this bottle was planted in September of 2021. It was harvested in August of 2022. It was distilled in March of 2023, and it was bottled in January of 2026.
And we have a bottle.
And we have a bottle. Let's see, is there anything more on this? No, it's it's fairly understated after that. It's a good shaped bottle.
It is
right?
a good shaped bottle. It has an ovular shape to it, which is a little bit different than some of the other bottles. That
A little bit. It's kind of a hybrid between a whiskey bottle and a wine bottle.
Yeah, I would say so. It's a different shape than what we're normally used to when we get some of the round bottles that have that more plump roundness to it. And this one has more of a, what I like to think of actually as like a bowling pin almost shape to it.
Kind of, yeah.
You know?
Yeah. This kind of reminds me of the Simpsons episode where they're talking about whiskey and they're like, yes, the brownest of the brown liquors.
Yeah.
Right. This has a nice, rich, almost kind of a what is that? An auburn color?
I like auburn. It's not amber.
It's not
color.
amber.
It's an auburn, maybe a
There's definitely some red in there.
kind of like a maroon color to it.
Yeah,
Almost,
yeah.
you know?
There's definitely some red in there.
Yeah, mauve.
Mauve. Beetlejuice.
And then there's mauve, and then, oh no, wait, that's mauve.
Right. Okay. So
I'm getting plum out of this one. Is what
So
I'm
am I.
getting this
So
one.
am I.
I'm
Yeah,
getting a
it's definite
significant
stone fruit.
Yeah, totally. A significant plum taste to it, stone fruit taste to it. When we tasted this at the whiskey tasting, I remember this one stood out to us pretty quickly.
It's sweet.
We went back around the circle of the tasting that afternoon and went back to make sure we got a bottle of this because this was one of our marked favorites.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's got some definite spice in there.
Easy on the nose.
Very easy on the nose.
Easy on the nose. A pleasant, meaning it's a pleasant.
Do you get kind of a little bit of a baked bread yeasty
Oh
kind
yeah.
of?
Oh yeah. And I think that's coming from the malt, right?
Yeah, I would imagine so.
But again, not to a point where we are not happy with the maltiness of it, right?
No,
I think it adds.
We've
I
had
think it
mixed
adds-
experiences with malt.
with some of them at least.
It has been, everything was redeemed for us when we tried American Single Malt from Minden Mill.
100%.
If you haven't tried that, folks,
Hi, Joe.
Hey Joe, you need to go and try that out.
You do because, and I want to land there with Mark's comment that changed our observational profile of whiskeys and bourbons in the malt family that we've tried.
Well, I mean, what nearly killed it for us was that we tried White Dog.
Well, we did. And was that in season 1 now or 2?
I think it might have been in season 2.
And yeah, we did. We tried White Dog, and that was just on a kind of on a whim, right?
Right. That was
that
like, haha, this will be funny.
right,
and then
right.
we were like, why did we do that?
And there may be many of you out there, many of our wonderful listeners and friends, who do like that original, that malty, doggy, sweaty kind of, kind of that early distillate taste.
Yeah, that rancid pancake taste.
I mean, it's moonshine in many cases, right?
Exactly.
Essentially. And there's a lot of people that go for that, and it's great. It gives them the kick they need. It certainly gives them the taste that they need in that area.
Right.
And we had a couple bad experiences with some other brands that were just so pancakey, so malty that it became very difficult to drink.
Well, I mean, so
To taste. Even.
that taste was so strong in the White Dog.
Yeah.
We started tasting it in everything else.
Quite possibly, yeah.
Anything that had malt in it, it's like, there it is.
Yeah.
There it is again.
Yeah.
There it is again.
Yeah. But Minden Mill came out with that American single malt whiskey that was just
so good.
Oh my gosh, was it good? And if you listen to the episode,
absolutely the American Scotch
with Joe, it was we loved it.
Yeah,
it was fabulous.
Yeah,
and rightfully so. It earned that. It earned that taste for us. And,
so this Oklon Rye.
Yep.
You know, it's they don't talk about it on the bottle about it being estate grown, but if you go to the Far North Spirits website, they do talk about the fact that it's all grains that are grown on that farm. So it's essentially estate grown.
It is essentially estate grown, but it also does say on their website, right?
Terroir.
Estate grown terroir, yeah.
Yes,
I mean,
absolutely.
I think
the rich black soil of the land there, because it's fed by a glacier lake.
Yeah.
That a massive glacier lake that crosses between the United States and Canada. And this is elegant.
I would agree with that.
I want a point for that.
I would agree with that, and I do love as well when you go a little bit further into the background of the company. You really
Four generations of family farming,
and you really get that Swanson the Scandinavian roots.
Yes. Oh, very much so.
You know, of this family,
very much so.
of this work that they're doing, and that is, for my family, something that has always been in my family as Scandinavians.
Right.
And I love reading about it. I love the names of some of the different bottles they have, which have, Scandinavian names, words, what have you. And I was just going through some of their stuff here with Michael Swanson and Sherry Reese, who are the ones that we met.
My ancestry is mostly German, so I'm basically like, you will like the poker and the schnapps, and you will enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't she fond of a Boulevardier? Am I wrong on that?
I don't know.
I thought there was. I
didn't know you were such an Anglophile that you would know the Queen's favorite cocktail.
I thought the late Queen. I thought her. I'm going to do a little quick research here as you finish up tasting there.
Boulevardier.
I thought it was Boulevardier. I thought so. I could be wrong.
Well, I thought the Boulevardier was extremely popular back in like the 1920s, 1930s.
Oh no, hers was a Dubonnet and gin.
There you go.
Dubonnet and gin. That's right. It was the gin that she
yes.
which made it's a Dubonnet and gin drink is made with 2 parts Dubonnet, a sweet wine, and 1 part gin.
Yeah. Anyway, you know what this rye is not?
What?
It is not like me, where I am equally hilarious and annoying, which is written on my Glencairn glass, which you can get at our merch store.
At our merch store. Check out our links on the merch store, and please start supporting us in that way too. These are brilliant Glencairn glasses, the standard mid-sized Glencairn glasses that you would serve yourself a whiskey or a bourbon in.
You can get the standard BBB logo, or you can get this alternate logo that we created, to make fun of myself.
Yes.
Equally hilarious and annoying. Thank you, whoever that was, Stephen's friend who said that.
I do know that, yes.
We love that. Or I love
and
that.
Our
maybe
partners,
he loves that.
Our partners at Jammin' T-Shirts and More out of Grays Lake, Illinois,
Yep.
are our purveyors of our shop, and they have a link that you can access in all of our stuff.
Which is in the show notes of the episodes at this point.
And check it out. We've got T-shirts, we've got sweatshirts, we've got hoodies, but most importantly, we've got these Glencairn glasses, which is a great addition to your barware.
Yep.
When you're listening to us, or even if you're not listening to us and you want to see our faces smiling out from your glassware, we are there.
I think we need to send...
These are high quality stuff.
We need to send the glassware to our interviewees.
No, we definitely will.
Yeah.
We most definitely will.
Yeah.
But we... these are nice. These
are
the
nice.
Heavy Glencairns. These are the legit ones. They're not some knockoff style ones that you get in a random store. These are the heavy-weighted ones with the bottoms,
I feel like we're slipping into an InfoWars kind of milieu at this point, where now we should be like, our Glencairn glasses also call, they will
But they're good.
they say they will they'll cure cancer. Now I can't legally say that they'll cure cancer, but let me just tell you on the side, between you, me, and the aliens out there, they definitely cure cancer.
Maybe we can get them on QVC. In multiple colors. Order the lavender Glencairn glass.
Yes. Have you tried the Argyle Glencairn
That's right.
glass?
Oh, Lassie.
Oh, Lasse.
How are we doing on time right now?
We're at 44.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, we've speaking like a rogue black hole, we have wandered all over this episode.
No, we have not. We have been on the relationship, on the space, and on the Jupiter Saturn eating black hole.
Well, we've been on something, but I'm not quite sure it's been like the plot of the book.
Well, we're not destroying the plot of the book.
Not yet. But again, I think what this book really boils down to, and we can talk about some of the particulars, is that it really is it's a character study of what people do when they know that the end is nigh, in one way or another, right? Right? How do people deal with it? Is it denial? Is it desperation? Is it anger? Is it rage?
Violence?
Is it violence?
Frankly,
is it altruism?
Even in the book itself, there is.
Is it violence that has a basis in altruism?
Well, one of them is. One of the characters is.
One of them is.
I mean, and
which is a terrifying chapter.
Yes, and you need to read that.
Absolutely.
Leave it at that.
Yes.
But even in the book itself, there are even in the larger span of the story, there's also comments about there's looting going on here and violence going on there and vandalism going on here as people are just scurrying around the planet preparing for death.
Right.
And yeah, how would you react?
And then the authority that is in charge with nothing else left, they're just like, I feel that it's important that everybody continue to uphold the law and do what they've always been doing. And so I'm declaring martial law, and if you go out into the streets and jaywalk, we'll shoot you.
Yeah.
Steal a car, we'll shoot you. If you take a loaf of bread like it's 17th century France, we'll shoot you. It's interesting.
Which begs the question yet again, what's the point?
What's the point?
Like, why can't everybody just sit down and just wait?
Yeah. Play some Parcheesi.
Right.
Have a nice bourbon.
Come on over to our garage studio, have a bourbon with us, and we'll watch the black hole roll in from the sky.
That's right. That's right.
What's the point at a certain point?
I couldn't help but notice that other than the fact that our love for each other, Stephen, is platonic, the thing that these guys are doing kind of mirrors stuff that we've talked about in the past.
A little bit.
They're getting an RV. They're
driving into the forest, or whatever.
They're gonna find a place to camp out and watch the end come. How many times have we talked about?
We have talked about that many times. If we have the end of the world, we're gonna park our derrieres right
on
here
the front
in our
lawn.
Studio, right? And
that's right. We're gonna record a broadcast. We're gonna do a live stream of the end, right? Even if nobody can pick it up because all the technology has finally fizzled out.
We're still broadcasting.
We're still talking into dead mics.
That's right. And join us live on BBB. We're not going to be live much longer, but join us.
That's right. Our wives left us, like 6 months ago.
Right.
They found themselves a bunker to hide in to hopefully restart the planet later on. You and I, we're just like, bring it on, baby. If I can't wrestle a bear before I die, I'm going to wrestle a comet.
I like the idea of speaking into the dead mics and just talking. Just talking. Just
right?
Watching the asteroid fall to the planet.
Exactly.
Exactly. And then that's it. It's over. And just kind of see that wave of magma lava flowing towards us as the crater is blown apart.
Would we even get that? Would we get the magma lava? Like for instance, with the
hot wind,
like with the black hole, right? I know how the story ends. Yeah. We both know how the story ends. Yeah. We're not going to tell anybody else how the story ends.
No.
But I had as I was getting closer to the end of the book, I started thinking about what things would actually happen, right?
Yeah.
And and part of me was like, some of the things that happen, would they actually happen? Because
Some of it.
wouldn't between the cosmic rays of a tortured sun and the gravitational pull of the nearing black hole, wouldn't the atmosphere on the planet be the first thing to go?
I would think so.
I mean,
We would all just suffocate.
the atmosphere that surrounds the
Be
Earth
burned up.
is super thin, super thin. Wouldn't that get just pulled right off, and then with such violence that it ignites as it goes?
I would think. Well, they do talk about that. They did talk about the bursting fires and such that could be resulting of this. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I would think so, right?
Yeah.
It would just be. We would just fry.
Fry. Yeah, exactly.
We might not even see much of anything.
No.
Like in my mind, I would like. Well, what would I? There's some of those AI generated videos that show you how, a black hole might look as it is approaching the horizon.
Indeed.
Would we see anything? I'd love to. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see if it looks like well, that very real photo that came out of a black hole a couple of years ago that was just beautifully fascinating seems to support the idea of the Hawking radiation that illuminates the event horizon in the kind of a circular shape around the black hole, right?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
I would love to see that. I would love if I'm going to be down. If I'm going to be down for my last few days here, I want to see it.
I don't want to see Hawking radiation. I want to see Stephen Hawking on a Valkyrie style wheelchair coming flying at us, riding the edge of the event horizon,
as he was meant to do.
Right, with his computerized voice going, "You're all screwed now. Ha 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 ha." Good night, everybody. Steven can't even. We can't even respond.
We reached over on that one. We'll be getting a letter from the estate of Stephen Hawking.
Oh, please. The internet has done far worse by this point.
The Simpsons, not the Simpsons, but...
not even the Simpsons. Have you seen some of the AI memes out there?
Oh, yeah.
Just some of the AI memes out there and the conspiracy theory stuff.
Big Bang Theory has that on there, too, right?
Oh, my... Yes, absolutely.
Remote control Stephen Hawking. Mm-hmm. What a brilliant mind. Gosh.
No, that's the other guy. That's the economist with the schizophrenia. He's the brilliant
mind.
Yeah. Can't remember his name. Oh well, it's okay. 51.
Yeah, we're good. Because we don't want to ruin the end of the book. You got to pick this book up. So we listened to this book. It's a quick listen.
It's very quick.
And I'm gonna order a copy of it.
Yeah, I mean, which means it's got to be a short read, right? Yeah. It's going to be a very short read as well.
Yeah.
So there's
like
no
it in my library. And
yeah.
I got a Barnes and Noble gift card. I'm gonna pop over there and give myself this book.
If I'm going to start building my book collection again, I'm going to have to start throwing out some of my kids' old toys and stuff like that. My basement is a graveyard of nostalgia.
Yeah, that sounds like that could be a book.
That'll be my next novel, Graveyard of Nostalgia. Mm-hmm. It'll just be a story about a father who sits in his basement and remembers when he could actually use it for stuff.
That's right.
and the old Madonna song is playing over and over again on repeat. One? This used to be my playground.
Oh God!
Used to be. Yeah.
Used to be whatever. Good song.
Thank you. I wrote it myself.
It's a sad song.
Yeah. It was actually Stephen Hawking and I. We wrote it together. Oh. And then we wrote on it, like on the event horizon of an impending black hole. It's over now, you beep, 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 ha, 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 ha.
Make sure you listen to us on all the platforms where you download.
Make sure you listen to that.
Yeah.
I hope that's beaming out into space right now.
Take that, black hole. This is
I miss
a
the
book,
old Disney black hole. The
I
only
think-
way is through.
And so I pre-ordered this book, by the way, right? So when it hit in my download last week or whatever, that's when I notified you of it.
Right.
And it did not disappoint. I enjoyed this one a lot. I was devastated. Oh, and by the way,
Do
mind
not be
you-
in a bad mood when you read this.
Well, no, mind you too. Don and Rodney are going towards something. They to remind you, they are fulfilling a promise, and
Yes.
that is a gut-wrenching part of the story.
Oh yeah.
Gut-wrenching.
And it gets worse as it goes.
And you need to go through this book and listen to it. Excuse me, because it does really tie the humanity of all of this book in a right space for you to have it.
Yeah.
And just really talks about a deep relationship piece that is common to all of us in one way or another, set against the backdrop of the ending world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Powerful stuff. It really is. It really is.
And an unfinished catharsis.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For sure. In many ways, for sure. So pick this book up for sure, or listen to it on Audible. Thank you, Audible. It was a great listen. A great listen.
This is a Stephen Hawking approved story.
Final thoughts?
Ha 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 ha.
Andy.
I mean, you know, what's the saying that the millennials or the Gen Zs say? You know, you need to go touch grass. You need to go touch grass.
Yep.
Before, during, and after you finish reading this book. You
Yep.
need to go out and walk around in some sunshine. You need to absorb some vitamin D.
Yeah, you do.
Go hang out with a buddy. Have yourself a
good bourbon.
a good bourbon,
Good cigar.
a good meal. Find reasons. Find reasons
Yeah.
as quickly and as completely as you can.
Yeah. I don't think I
'Cause,
can add anything to that. I think this was a thought-provoking book that obviously is set in a time that perhaps none of us will ever see, although you never know.
Never know.
But I also think that it gives you pause to think about where you are in your space in your life,
Indeed.
and I enjoyed that. And the bourbon, the rye tonight by Oklon by Far North Spirits. You know,
Elegant.
Elegant, beautiful, sumptuous, and I think we're going to try to get Mike and his team on the show.
I mean, this is a very much so a regional distillery, right? So
Yeah.
for many listeners, you may not be able to get your hands on it, but I would say go to the website,
Order it. Yeah.
go to the website, see if you can order it,
Absolutely.
see if it can cross your state line,
100%.
because not all of them can,
No.
and see if you can get your hands on it because it is elegant.
Make sure you head over and download this episode where you get your favorite podcasts. And as we mentioned earlier before, we've got a shop now, and there's two exquisite Glencairn glasses for your glassware
T-shirts,
collection.
we got sweatshirts, we got
Jam
zip,
T-shirts and more out of
we
Great
got
Lake,
long
Illinois.
sleeves. It's so stylish. It's
Many colors.
everyone at work will be like, "What is it that you're wearing? You are a mad fashion genius."
Yes,
Can
you
I
are.
have the link to that show that you're advertising on your T-shirt? Thank you, by the way, for when you buy our stuff and then advertise for us. We
That's
appreciate
right.
that. We'd like some more people to listen to the show, and you know, if you're not going to go ahead and give us stars or tell all your friends and neighbors about us, then you can at least wear a T-shirt
Or
Where-
buy a glass.
or buy a glass,
Even better.
and then walk around the neighborhood while you're drinking out of it.
That's right.
Care what you put into it. You want to do the Dean Martin and make it apple juice? That's fine. Just make sure that the logo is facing out so that everyone can see.
That's right. That's right. And we appreciate everything. We appreciate you listening to us, downloading us, leaving us some comments, shopping at our store, checking off all of the things that you want to check off when you have us in your ears while you're shopping around the world. We like to be there with you.
That's creepy.
We appreciate it, though.
We do appreciate it.
And, you know, I
Especially
don't
when
know.
we're hiding in your closets, watching you sleep.
That's right, Stephen Hawking.
That's right. Ha 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 ha.
And whether or not you are floating through, excuse me,
Wow.
floating through the Oort cloud, jumping across the great red spot of
I
Jupiter,
feel like you're jumping for something tonight. Jeez.
or spinning around on Saturn's rings as the black hole comes through the universe.
Land this plane, buddy.
If you're not listening to Beards, Books, and Bourbon,
You're doing it wrong.
good night, everybody.
Good night.